Yeah, and here we have heat number 4, Chris Holder on 93, looking good for next year now.
Fair play.
Chris Harris, we know, is in next year as a Grand Prix Challenge qualifier. What an effort that was in Lonigo from Chris. It's Freddie Lindgren off the inside in red. Chris Holder goes off gate number 2 in blue. Chris Harris gate 3 in white. And Michael Jepsen Jensen, who has enjoyed a good run in the GP series this year, he goes off the outside.
He has, and he's done himself no harm at all. He's a Grand Prix winner, of course. Hasn't quite recaptured that form, but he's been pretty solid in the opportunities he's had.
Here we go, heat number 4. Lindgren's made a good one off the inside gate. Oh, and it's very tight in that first turn, and Harris has switched up the inside. Watch out for Holder now. It's did he spot that gap? That was unbelievable from Chris Holder. He made his mind up that that's what he was going to do, and now Lindgren, 3 abreast. He's still in the back.
Oh! Nasty crash. Jepsen Jensen and Lindgren coming down, going into the first corner, second time of asking. What a move on the opening lap from Chris Holder. Just shows you what a bit of confidence can do for a man. Winning last weekend in the Czech Republic, the big open meeting, the golden helmet there in Pardubice. Absolutely like a knife through butter down the back straight. But that was a heavy incident there. Jepsen Jensen, there's concern for him.
Yeah, that was awful. Absolutely awful. And the boys were just going for it, hammer and tongue.
Were they ever?
I mean, that is dreadful. Fingers crossed.
High speed, really going hard at the end of the first lap and the start of the second lap. And Lindgren walks away. He got beaten up there after a great start, but didn't have the speed early in the race. Holder had made that fabulous move down the back straight, just literally carving through the opposition and to fire himself to the front, and then that spectacular crash. And quite obviously, we're not going to see replays until we know that Jepsen Jensen is okay, because there's no question that there's a concern over the Danish rider, because he crashed hard.
Well,
this game is hard, isn't it? It's a
Yeah.
tough sport, Speedway, and we see riders pick themselves up, and so often after high-speed incidences. And I'll keep my fingers crossed, because Jepsen Jensen was looking good there, and he was charging through. And he's hit the track hard.
Yeah, and he's sat up, as we see from the pictures there. Let's hope that that's an encouraging sign. Fingers crossed, because that was
waving for the ambulance to come on,
yeah,
Nigel.
the ambulance is coming on, yeah. But yeah, that's part and parcel of Speedway. It was hard racing. Perhaps not appropriate to comment too much upon it at this stage, because we hope that Michael Jepsen Jensen is going to be okay. The referee is Christer Gardell. No decision announced as yet.
Well, we can see the referee. He's waiting for replays. He may be studying them as we speak, but rightly, we're not showing replays yet, because when you see such a high-speed accident like that, you want to make sure that the rider's okay.
Very much so.
You know, there is concern for Jepsen Jensen. We were just talking about him just before the race started, how well he's done on his appearances this year. Ashley Holloway in there, he's had a lot of success, of course, prior with Emil Sayfutinov, and he's now in the corner with Freddie Lindgren. He is another rider that's fighting for his life here, for his Grand Prix feature.
This is great to see Michael Jepsen Jensen up on his feet.
Absolutely delighted, because here we see it now. So they've all come into the end of the first lap, Holder in front, 3 abreast almost, Lindgren up the inside, Jepsen Jensen just pulls a bit of a locker there. Yeah, it kills his speed. And got to say, that's a racing incident. Got to say, Jepsen Jensen just pulling that locker, and Freddie Lindgren, who's looking for a little bit of racing room on the inside. This is it. Jepsen Jensen's bike just locks up, and the footrest, the right footrest of Freddie Lindgren just hooks underneath Jepsen Jensen. See it now. Jepsen Jensen pulls a locker there, loses momentum, and you're pulling. God, that's hard. How fortunate. There, he pulls a locker, and that kills the momentum of the bike. And got to say, Freddie Lindgren really has no choice. He can't get out of the way.
Well, Fredrik Lindgren is the man who is disqualified, deemed to be the primary cause of the stoppage. That is a blow for him.
Again, Nigel, I've got to say to jump across you, mate, but that's another situation when it's a racing incident and a very difficult decision for Christer Gardell. Obviously, Lindgren has caused the stoppage, but it was created by the fact that they were so close, they're racing really hard, and Jepsen Jensen's bike just pulls that locker. And what I mean by that, the bike just momentarily slows right down underneath him, and Lindgren can't stop the bike. You know, no brakes on a Speedway bike. And I'm just relieved that both riders look like they're okay, which is good news.
Yeah, we're told that Jepsen Jensen feels a little bit dizzy, which is understandable.
I think that's a result.
These boys are tough people.
It's a hard game, and you know, these guys are riding 3-4 nights a week. You know, this is not just, they don't just ride once a fortnight. They'll be riding tomorrow, and generally through the summer they ride, you know, if there's 31 days in a month, they could ride 20, 29 times. So it is a tough game, and you're travelling around a lot, and you know, you're putting your body on the line all the time. So Freddie Lingren, of course, is fighting for 2015. He needs points this evening if he wants to be in a Grand Prix next year.
He looks into be a little bit of discomfort as well, Kelvin.
No surprise, because you know, when they clout each other here, bang. Jepsen Jensen, how on earth he hasn't broken his collarbone there or dislocated his shoulder when you go over the high side there. Here, you just see here, watch the bike from Jepsen Jensen. Now, the bike just locks up and momentarily loses a sufficient speed, and Lindgren's got nowhere to go.
So there was nothing Freddie Lindgren could have done to avoid that at all?
Absolutely no way, because he can't get out of the way. Can't get out of the way, and that is dramatic in the
pure
extreme.
racing incident.
It is, yeah. And you watch the right footrest here. Front wheels collect each other and then pushed over. The right-hand footrest of Jepsen Jensen digs in, and there now. How on earth? He's probably a dizzy because his head's hit the ground first, but that's probably saved his collarbone.
Looks awful, and everybody knew it in the stadium. Let's hope that he's going to be okay. Of course, there will be a bit of time now to allow Michael Jepsen Jensen to...
He had a nasty incident at the beginning of the year where he had a thigh and groin injury, which really took its toll, and he's been riding well, but he's going to feel second-hand after that one, that's for sure. And now Freddie Lindgren is, unfortunately for him, his job is harder now because he's lost the opportunity to score in his first race. He's just seen Andreas Johnson pick up points in his first race, of course. And that battle for the top 8, I tell you, that is tense, with a capital T. Really is tense. Yeah,
Johnson's now on 88, Lindgren's on 87, Bachelor's on 86. And Jarek Hampel is on 90. So...
well, Hampel's going the right way, isn't he?
Absolutely.
He's really like, you know, coming into this meeting on a high. He's won his first ride in fine style. Johnson, Bachelor, Lindgren, all... Iversen, unfortunately for him, he's not here, and he will gently slip down the order. He'll come out of the top 8 this evening.
Well, it's going to be a replacement then, yeah.
Pavel Szapelski, we haven't seen him ride, but this is a rider, Nige, whose stature in the sport is growing dramatically. He's another young Polish rider that is highly rated. Another rider with a neck brace. We see that. That's becoming more popular now. Youngsters using that, but Lindgren looks like he's in a little bit of discomfort there.
Jepsen Jensen then, he's going to have to go and have...
Tell you what, he doesn't look like he knows where he is.
Understandable. Absolutely understandable.